Good morning, everyone. Welcome. While we wait for people to settle in, I just want to test and check if you can hear me well. This is your Zoom host.
Yes, very good.
Perfect. Let us know in the chat box where you're based while we wait. Thank you so much for your patience. And Paul, when you're ready, I pass the floor to you.
Okay, good. Welcome to everybody who has joined us. I know people will continue to join in. I will be your moderator for the closing session. My name is Dr. Paul Opio. I'm working with the FAO resilience team for Eastern Africa as a livestock and pastoralism advisor to the team. As I mentioned, welcome. It's been a very exciting journey since the 19th when we started this Horn of Africa and the Sahel virtual knowledge share fair. We have, as I mentioned, we have come a long way. Very interesting and very rich, engaging discussions. Can we go to the next slide so that I can share with the participants and colleagues what our agenda would look like for this closing session? First, you will hear a brief introduction or recap of what we have had from the 19th to date. And then we will do a quick survey with you just to get a reflection of what your thoughts are in the whole process. And then we will have a moderated panel discussion with a carefully selected group and get their views on the whole process. And then we will have a closing speech that will be given at the end. So that will be our sessions, or our closing session, how it will look like. Can we go to the next slide, please? So as a way of a quick introduction, I want to mention that first, this Share Fair event has been organized through a collective work, teamwork. And I want to recognize the contribution and support that we've got from IGAD, particularly, to people that were really on the forefront of organizing this. You've seen them helping through the process. I want to highlight and mention that, Christine, Jamal, Dominic, a number of people from IGAD that have been part of this. And from SEALS, Philippe has been really helping to mobilize and organize from SEALS side, and also other colleagues from SEALS. Thanks for your contribution. And FAO colleagues, Abesho, Frederick, Julia, who has been really on the background, making sure things are happening. Thanks for all your contribution. I may have not mentioned everybody from FAO who have been part of this. And I want to also pay special thanks to the speakers, the different speakers during this Share Fair event. It's been enlightening, the experiences that you have shared in this Share Fair. Thanks for that. Reporting team and the interpretation team. Some of you are still here with us in this closing session. Thanks for your contribution. The moderators of the different sessions and the Zoom host. I already mentioned the key role that Julia and the team have been playing in making sure that the different speakers have the space and they're delivering these good practices. Thanks for that. And to you all, the participants, I think it's been engaging. You remain seized on the agenda from the 19th to date. Thanks for your contribution. And to everyone that really followed this event all over the world, we really appreciate your contribution and participation. Can we go to the next slide, please? Now, just to recap quickly, to bring you back to speed, I know you've been involved in this. In this Share Fair event, the 5 thematic sessions that work, the way the Share Fair was structured. The first one was on information system, early warning, system and analysis, a number of presentations, a number of experiences were shared there. The second thematic area where we shared lots of lesson was on management of natural resources, based conflict, a number of sharing there. And the other one was on disaster risk reduction and climate resilience, and also on innovation. Just a second.
Okay. Yes, I think Paul will come back. Family emergency, working from home. This is another aspect of teleworking. So as Paul was saying, the other team. Sorry. Okay, you're back, Paul. Okay.
I'm back. Sorry, my son came in and was interrupting. I apologize for that. So the fourth area is on innovative support to agro-pastoralists and pastoralists. A number of experiences were shared there. And the last one was on social protection and safety net. So we had lots of good practices shared there, but also in the virtual exhibition hall. Can we go to the next one, please? Now, I just want to reflect on what did we collectively achieve in this Share Fair. First, that I want to mention is that clearly there's been strength. This Share Fair strengthened resilience, knowledge transfer, and cooperation between the Horn of Africa and the Sahel, and I think also globally, people were connected from different parts of the world and following on this Share Fair. So we thought that that is one achievement that this Share Fair brought forth. The second area that we think we achieved collectively is that evidence-based resilience, good practices and lessons learned have been shared, and this has been through different sessions that we all attended and got those good lessons and good practices. Some of it are still on the virtual page, as I mentioned, that you can continue interacting with, and also new skills and insights has been gained by participating in demonstration, workshop, conversation with other participants. I think it was very rich discussion in the chat boxes, people giving their opinions, others by voice. I think it's really been enlightening. And also this Share Fair, we believe we connected with the policymakers, researchers, technical experts, and community leaders. And we believe that influence evidence-based decision making. What has been shared will help us in making better decisions, sharper decisions in the future. And network between the Sahel and the Horn of Africa, we believe has been strengthened through this Share Fair. Can we go to the next page? Now, just in terms of statistics, if you look at the numbers, here we have already mentioned about the organizers. These are the organizers, but I have to mention also that beyond these, the moderators and facilitators were drawn from the different agencies, and thanks for that. So the main organizers were IGAD, SEALS, and FAO, and 25 good practices have been shared, discussed, and disseminated. 25 good practices has been displayed in the virtual exhibition hall. I mentioned to you that is still there. You can continue to visit there. IGAD just confirmed that this will be on their on their website. I hope also with sales, so people can continue interacting with that. 21 sessions spread over 20 hours of engagement, and over 1,000 participants that we have experienced in the 5 days. So this is really something that we reckon and we appreciate. Of course, lots of questions, comments, ideas that have been raised and shared between the two regions and beyond. This is really appreciated. Can we go to the next one, please? Yeah, I mentioned about the virtual exhibition hall. Lots of on-demand presentation there. Browse exhibition pages, comments, interact. So the link is there. Please, I just encourage you to continue going there. There are lots of exciting practices in there that you can continue to look at. Can we go to the next one, please? In the social media, we have also been very active there. Look, with sales, the Twitter pages, FAO, IGAD, just to show you that you know what we have been achieving collectively here is also been disseminated widely to the public. Go to the next one, please. Now, I want us to pause a little here because we want to hear your reflection as in this closing session, your overall view of the whole process. And we will go through these 3 questions with you that we would like you to answer. I want to go through each one of them quickly so that it's clear for you. And if we can launch that, yeah, thanks for putting that on, Julia. The first question is looking at what did you enjoy the most about the Share Fair? I think it's clear, and we would like your view on that. And as I read through these questions, some of you can already start answering this, but I'm reading it just for clarity. And the questions are both in French and English. So you can use the language that you're comfortable with in answering them. Then the second question is looking at, from the session you attended, which of these priority areas needs upscaling in Eastern Africa? The same question, question number 3, is looking at upscaling of those in West Africa. It's the same question. Question 2 and 3 are the same question. Question 2 is looking at East Africa. Question 3 is looking at West Africa. What I would like you to do is, if you're from West Africa, also look at what, in your view, needs replication in East Africa, and vice versa, and also for East African colleagues. So let's go on. I can see people are interacting with the question and answering them now. Which is very good. I'm just looking at the responses that are coming. Please continue. We'll give you a few minutes to reflect on these questions. And then after that, we can look at what our responses are together. A few more minutes, I see. This is very good. People are interacting with these questions well. Okay, this is good. How exciting technology can be. This is really nice. Let's give a minute or a minute and a half before we close the polls. Please give us your views. This is good. Just looking through, looks like most people have interacted with the questions already. Okay, just 30 seconds. We give 30 seconds and then see. Then we end the survey and see where we are. in terms of our reflections. Okay. Fantastic. This is great. Okay. Good. We can end the survey now and then see what the outcome looks like. Okay. Perfect. Are we able to see these results on our screen? Julia, can you confirm you've ended the survey and with the results I'm seeing, every participant is able to see?
Yes, yes.
Thank you for your confirmation.
Okay, perfect. Okay, can we go to the next slide? Because I want to go to, I have a group of panelists here who will help us to reflect on this. But first, thanks to everybody who participated in this survey. These are really encouraging and exciting results. And to help us dissect and discuss this further, I want to introduce to you some of the colleagues, the panel members, who will help us reflect on this. Can you go to the next slide, please? I would like to start with Dr. Mamadou Amadoun, who works with SEALS. He will be one of our panel members who will give us reflection on this. Can I go to the next one, please? Our next panel members. The next panel member is Dr. Kathia Dominique Lokeris. He works with IGAD as the coordinator of the cross-border development cluster 1, that is Karamoja cluster. Kathia holds an immense experience in implementing community-based programs. He served as a chairman of a coordination and management unit of IGAD Cluster 1, as I mentioned, and he's also a master trainer of field school. We go to the next panel member, please. Our next panelist is Mr. Jean Senahoum. Jean is a senior economist and delivery manager of FAO's resilience program with our office, Africa office in Accra. Before joining FAO regional office, Jean worked as an economist with the Trade and Market Division at FAO headquarters. And previously, he also worked with the German Development Agency, GIZ. Jean has over 20 years of experience in food security and agriculture. So those are our panelists. And I want to pose a question to our panelists. I think our panelists, you are able to see the outcome of our survey, okay? You can see what the reflections are from, you know, which practices people want to be replicated in East Africa or in West Africa. From this, I have a question that I would like to start with Amadou to give us your reflection on the survey results, Mr. Amadou, and what are your thoughts and view from these survey results. Over to you, Amadou.
Je présume que la question est destinée à moi parce qu'à un moment, il y avait eu une rupture. C'est bien ça? OK. OK, parfait. Donc, d'accord, parfait.
That's correct, okay. Amadou.
Mais j'ai déjà compris la question, effectivement. Bonjour tout le monde. Je suis vraiment ravi de prendre part à ce panel. et de partager avec vous mes opinions personnelles, mais l'opinion en fait de notre espace régional, le Sahel et l'Afrique de l'Ouest, qui a pris part en fait à cette grande foire au savoir. Pour nous, moi personnellement, Amadoun, déjà la tenue de cette foire est déjà un résultat majeur. Parce que fondamentalement, après la foire tenue en 2013 à Ouagadougou, on s'était quitté sur un engagement de pouvoir tenir cette foire régulièrement sur une base de chaque 2 ans. Malheureusement, pour diverses circonstances, c'est cette année 2020 que nous avons été capables d'organiser cette foire. Et déjà, moi, c'est déjà une fierté pour nous de pouvoir tenir cette foire et de montrer que l'engagement entre l'IGAD et le SILS, de toujours coopérer ensemble et de partager des initiatives, de partager des outils pour lutter ensemble contre la sécheresse, contre les changements climatiques, contre en fait, pour renforcer la résilience de nos populations. Je pense qu'en fait cet engagement, ça tient et nous souhaitons qu'en fait que ça puisse se poursuivre et que nous n'attendions pas 7 ans plus tard pour pouvoir en fait tenir la 3e ou la 4e foire. Ça, c'est un premier élément de satisfaction personnelle, mais également, je pense qu'en fait, dans l'espace Sahel, nous nous réjouissons de la tenue en fait de cette foire. Et véritablement, aujourd'hui, que par rapport à la première question, les gens se retrouvent et pensent qu'en fait, la variété des études de cas que nous avons présentées étaient véritablement les choses les plus appréciées. Et moi, je ne suis pas surpris de ça, parce que véritablement, les 6 thèmes majeurs que nous avons choisis, je pense qu'en fait, couvrent véritablement tout ce que nous avons aujourd'hui comme préoccupation en matière de renforcement de la résilience de nos populations, en matière de lutte contre l'insécurité alimentaire et de pouvoir résoudre certaines questions qui sont les conflits majeurs que nous avons dans notre espace. Au niveau de ce qui concerne en fait les choses à mettre à l'échelle au niveau de l'Afrique de l'Est, j'ai vu que les initiatives de résilience climatique, les systèmes d'information constituent les 2 pôles essentiels sur lesquels en fait aujourd'hui il nous faut mettre l'accent. Et cela est valable également pour l'Afrique de l'Ouest. Les systèmes d'information, pourquoi? Parce qu'en fait, ce sont les systèmes d'information qui sont nos yeux, en fait, pour pouvoir planifier, pour pouvoir, quoi que l'on veut faire, prendre la décision, il nous faut de la bonne information. Si nous n'avons pas de la bonne information, nous ne pouvons rien planifier. Et nous ne pouvons pas avoir une vision large de ce que nous devrons faire dans ce combat contre le climat et contre l'insécurité alimentaire. Et que les initiatives de résilience climatique à 43%, et je pense qu'en fait, c'est vraiment une préoccupation essentielle. Et s'il y a des outils, des instruments à mettre à l'échelle, ce sont ces instruments qu'aujourd'hui, nous devrons véritablement faire de partager entre nos populations. Et un élément qui est aujourd'hui très récurrent dans notre espace Sahel-Afrique de l'Ouest, ce sont les conflits qui ne cessent de s'augmenter. Et je suis sûr que c'est la même chose du côté de l'IGAD. Et aujourd'hui, nos outils, ceux que nous avons développés, plus maintenant, en fait, des nouveaux outils qu'il nous faut développer, parce qu'il y a des questions, il y a des situations émergentes, il nous faut pouvoir avoir des outils qui nous permettent, en fait, de pouvoir travailler dans un contexte sécuritaire. Je pense que fondamentalement, c'est ce que je retiens, en fait, de ces questions. Et telles que les choses ressortent ici, fondamentalement, je pense qu'en fait, ça reflète véritablement, en tout cas, l'état la situation de ce qui véritablement on peut apprécier de cette foire au savoir, encore une fois, qui a connu beaucoup de participation et que beaucoup de participation, beaucoup d'intérêt de part et d'autre, aussi bien du Sahel que de l'Afrique de l'Ouest. Et aujourd'hui, notre souhait, c'est qu'en fait, que ces bonnes pratiques, tout ce qui nous a été présenté ici, que les deux régions s'engagent dans une dynamique de pouvoir en fait valoriser en fait ces différents acquis et aller vers la mise à l'échelle de ces différents outils. En tout cas, nous, Sahel, Afrique de l'Ouest, les outils que nous avons à notre disposition, nous sommes disposés, nous sommes prêts à collaborer avec nos amis et nos frères de l'Afrique de l'Est pour pouvoir les rendre beaucoup plus en fait disponibles, comment ils peuvent en profiter, notamment dans les systèmes d'information et la construction des outils d'analyse dans lesquels nous avons une certaine performance. Et de leur côté également, ils ont suffisamment avancé en matière d'outils pour la gestion des conflits et nous pensons également tirer également profit de ça. Voilà. Donc, voilà ce que je peux dire d'entrée de matière par rapport en fait aux résultats qui pour moi reflètent véritablement ce qu'on a vu pendant ces 3 jours.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Amadou, for your extensive and very exhaustive reflection. I want to pose the same question to Dr. Kathia Dominic Lokeris, but I would like to, as you reflect on that, Dominic, it looks like from the survey, what I can see here, people were so much interested in the range of thematic areas that are covered. I see so many people were excited about that, the variety of case studies in the first questions, and what needs to be shared in Eastern Africa. I see upscale in Eastern Africa, things that work around strengthening capacity at community level scored. A lot of people were so excited about that part. And development of alternative livelihoods. And in West Africa as well, Dominic, in your reflection, climate resilience is emerging and people are saying these things needs to be highlighted. So over to you, Dominic. Same question, your reflection on the results and what your thoughts are and your views. Over to you.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Paulo Pio, and thank you for the moderation. First and foremost, I would like to thank the participants for the overwhelming participation in this share fair. And likewise, I would also like to thank the organizers that you have already shown to us in one of the slides.
Dr. Kathia, sorry to interrupt, but your audio is a bit unclear on this end. Can I get confirmation that everyone else is having trouble or not?
And it has actually how we have gone through this week. Yes.
Dr. Kathia, I think your audio is slightly unstable.
Yes.
Paul, can you confirm on your side?
Okay, let me pause, Dominique, as you try to organize.
How is it now? How?
Oh, it's better. It's better. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't. Yes. So, yes. So I was thanking the participants for the overwhelming participation, and accordingly also thanking the organizers. I, for one, I found this share fair very, very interesting. Despite it having gone virtual. Originally, we have been having share fairs physically, meeting and interacting physically. But this time round, because of the crisis of the COVID-19, we went virtual, and eventually it has turned out to being still a success. On the question one, on what did the did the people enjoy most about the Share Fair, I see the range of thematic areas covered ranking number 1. Ideally, I think this reflects that we really have a lot of challenges that we need to tackle in these regions. And basically, understanding of these challenges is actually based on our undertakings in these different regions that we have so far been looking at. And still linking this to question number 2 and 3, you find that we are still looking at what would like to be upscaled in Eastern Africa and in Western Africa. I am still looking at the strengthening capacity at the community level, which is still related to the climate resilience initiatives. This is a true reflection of the kind of challenges that we are faced with. I, for one, I have not been to West Africa, but out of the presentations and followed by the discussions that we had, I have almost pictured what the Sahel region looks like, apart from the literature that I read or something of that kind. But in this current Share Fair, I have pictured what it looks like, and it is a true indication that we are faced with the same challenges. I am seeing places that are hosting pastoralists. I am seeing places that are hit by drought. I am seeing places where communities need a lot of strengthening. They need a lot of participation in all our undertakings, including involvement in decision making, for us to have informed actions. So basically, I see that this has been a very, very good Share Fair, which I think out of these questions, there has been a lot of appreciation. I think for now, I can also go ahead to say that this has been actually my personal feeling about the Share Fair. It looked hectic, but incidentally, it happened to be a quick one. Normally something hectic, something that you find looking like it is so demanding, you find it taking a very long time in terms of how it is moving slowly. That is what I can say. I think it was a very interesting Share Fair, and it is reflected in these questions. Thank you, Moderator Paul.
Thank you, Dr. Kathia, Dominique Lokeris, for your reflection. And I know Jean is an economist. He must have looked at these numbers and figures. Jean, same question to you. You give us your views, your reflection on this. Over to you, Jean.
Thank you, Paul. I would like to join my friend Amadou. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead, Jean.
Yes, thanks, Paul. I said I would like to join my friend Amadou and Dr. Lokeris to thank the participants for being a very successful Share Fair. I would like also to thank the team which worked tirelessly to support this event and to make it a great success. I would like to thank our team of speakers, moderators, the reporting team, the interpreters, and so on. So because many colleagues work tirelessly so that to make this event a success. As I said, I would like to start by putting this discussion in context. And as economists, we like to refer to numbers. Let's start by coming back to why this event is so important. And that was very much stressed by our senior managers, by the FAO Assistant Director General, by the Executive Secretary of SEALS, the executive secretary of IGAD, they all stress that this is a very important event because the two regions, West Africa and Sahel, they share the same challenges. And that's why Africa drylands, notably West Africa and East Africa, have one of the highest level of food and nutrition insecurity in the world. As said at the beginning of this event, about 50% of the total number of food insecure population for the sub-Saharan Africa live in Eastern Africa. And if you want to rank the region, the second region with the largest number of food insecure population is Western Africa. If we consider chronic food insecurity, acute food insecurity, we come to the same ranking. And the climate variability and extreme have been identified as one of the main causes of this situation, followed by conflict, economic slowdown, and other many reasons. So it's very important to keep a vulnerable community with a novel solution to build their resilience to threats and crises in the agriculture sector to address the food and nutrition security challenges. So in the discussion, I really enjoyed this chef fair. The discussion which happened during the last 4 days shows that we have the solution in view of the number of innovative practices, technologies that have been discussed. This includes, as you highlighted, livestock monitoring tools, encompassing the animal feed balances, the predictive livestock early warning system. We talk about the 1 million thanks for the Sahel initiative, the experiences of countries such as Ethiopia, Somalia, Senegal, on social protection and safety nets for addressing the vulnerability of agricultural livelihoods, cross-border cooperation for animal health, natural resource sharing and animal movement, early warning and early action through forecast-based financial, and so on and so on. So now, it's as I said, we have the solution. We know what to do. What is needed now is to make sure that these good practices, these innovative tools that we discuss, are part of the commitment of our organization of FAO, CIS-IGAD, to promote resilience within this region. This will be what I can say on as a preliminary reflection on the discussion which happened over the last four days, which I really enjoyed. Over to you, Paul.
Thank you, John, and thank you, everyone. I want to, colleagues, participants, keep popping in your ideas. I know the panelists are guiding us on this reflection. If you have some questions, some comments, pop them in the chat box there. The survey results are still there, but as I mentioned, really great things here. People want information system, upscaled more in Eastern Africa. As I mentioned, the people want strengthening capacity at community level, upscale in Eastern Africa. When I look at in West Africa, a lot of discussion also. People are saying the information system needs to be upscaled, focus-based financing, conflict-sensitive programming, and climate resilience. People want upscaling some of these good practices in West Africa. Now, I want to go back to my panelists, and I will ask them the second question. And again, I will be happy that I start with Mr. Hamadou. Mr. Amadou, what is your main takeaway? Your main takeaway from the Share Fair, and how do you continue and enhance learning, sharing, and programming? How do you see us continue to enhance learning, sharing, and programming in between SEALS and IGAD or within the continent? Over to you, Mr. Amadou.
Ok, merci beaucoup, monsieur le modérateur. Aujourd'hui, de pouvoir être à mesure de dire que en 2022, nous allons tenir la prochaine foire constitue un espoir pour moi, parce que je pense que ce que nous avons commencé, que nous avons pu revivre cette année, je pense qu'en fait, il ne faut pas laisser le flambeau s'éteindre. Il faut poursuivre. Ça, c'est un des premiers éléments. De notre côté, au niveau du Sahel et de l'Afrique de l'Ouest, face aux défis que nous avons aujourd'hui et qui se posent, et au vu de ce que nous avons vu, les pistes sur lesquelles je pense que nous devrons avancer davantage, ce sont nos instruments et nos outils qui nous permettent d'avoir de l'information pour aller vers la prise de décision. C'est fondamental. Et tout ce qui est dans ce sens-là, je pense que nous devrons davantage faire en sorte que partager ces outils dans les deux sens pour pouvoir en fait renforcer nos capacités, être en mesure de pouvoir alerter surtout et prendre des décisions ensuite. Le deuxième élément, malgré les efforts qui ont été faits dans les deux sens, que ce soit en Afrique de l'Ouest ou en Afrique de l'Est, les changements climatiques et autres ont engendré des situations émergentes avec des situations sécuritaires très difficiles dans notre espace, avec lesquelles il nous faudra encore vivre pendant des années. Et nous devrons adapter les instruments et mettre la culture de la résilience dans nos politiques et programmes. Et c'est pourquoi j'insisterai sur en fait les systèmes d'information qu'il faudrait poursuivre, en fait, leur raffinement, leur développement, et s'assurer que pratiquement dans tous les pays, nous avons des systèmes d'information fiables qui nous permettent de nous alerter et d'avancer. La deuxième chose, c'est vraiment la résolution des conflits. La résolution des conflits, c'est important. Aujourd'hui, le Sahel pratiquement est comme embrasé, à la fois par des conflits entre agriculteurs et éleveurs autour des ressources naturelles, plus maintenant les questions sécuritaires autres qui vont au-delà en fait des ressources naturelles. Je pense que fondamentalement, il nous faudrait avoir des outils, des instruments, des politiques qui nous permettent en fait d'adresser en fait ces questions de conflit et d'insécurité que nous vivons dans ces espaces. Alors, comment y aller et quelle programmation? Je pense qu'en fait, habituellement, juste après le forum, je pense que les deux régions continuent à travailler ensemble. Sur ce qu'ils auraient identifié comme priorité. Et je me souviens qu'entre 2013 et 2018, nous, au niveau du SILS, on a rendu 2 visites à l'IGAD pour aller davantage creuser certains outils. Notamment, nous avons été jusqu'à IGAD avec une forte jusqu'à Djibouti avec une forte délégation dans le cadre d'un projet que la Banque mondiale a bien voulu financer pour nous enquérir davantage sur ces instruments de résolution des conflits. Et de la même chose, l'IGAD a fait 2 déplacements entre 2013 et 2018 dans le Sahel, accueillis par le SILS qui les a conduits dans les pays membres pour aller s'enquérir de certains instruments que nous utilisons dans notre espace. Je pense qu'en fait, ce dialogue, après cette fois recevoir, doit se poursuivre. Et nous espérons qu'en fait, notre cher ami, la FAO, qui nous a toujours soutenus dans cette coopération sud-sud, est toujours là et disponible pour nous accompagner. Et vraiment, je ne cesserai de remercier la FAO qui a toujours soutenu cette coopération sud-sud entre le Sahel et l'Afrique de l'Est à travers le SILS et l'IGAD. Et l'autre élément fondamental, c'est que, et c'est à travers ça en fait que véritablement se fait les transferts, c'est qu'une fois que les outils sont identifiés, chacun s'organise, en fait, l'IGAD de son côté, comme l'EC de son côté, pour pouvoir, en fait, venir sur place, voir comment, en fait, les outils qu'on a présentés ici sont déroulés dans les différents pays. Et dans notre cas spécifique, je serais heureux de recevoir, en fait, la région de l'Afrique de l'Est pour venir voir comment nous déroulons notre outil cadre harmonisé, qui se déroule 2 fois dans l'année, ou 3 fois au besoin, et qui constitue vraiment des momentum dans notre espace, dans les 17 pays de notre espace, plus le Cameroun aujourd'hui, et qu'ils viennent voir avec nous comment les choses se passent dans un pays anglophone tel qu'en fait le Nigeria, serait véritablement un moment opportun, un moment idéal pour comprendre en fait, mieux voir qu'entendre en fait ce qu'ils ont entendu, ils le verront davantage s'ils feraient ce déplacement. Nous aussi, on pourrait se déplacer pour aller voir davantage. En fait, quelqu'un parlait ici tout de suite des arboretums et autres là, qui serait bon à mettre à l'échelle et autres là, d'aller les voir dans la pratique en Afrique de l'Est. Donc, je pense qu'en fait, la foire à savoir est un moment important, mais le plus gros du travail reste à faire lorsque prend fin en fait la foire, où les deux communautés s'organisent, chacun en fonction de ce qu'il aurait identifié comme élément prioritaire comme lui, pour aller vers l'autre, pour l'approfondissement de cette connaissance sur l'instrument ou l'outil qu'il voudrait s'approprier. Mais encore une fois, et je terminerai par ça, la bonne pratique, elle est bonne, elle est bien, mais la bonne pratique, pour que véritablement elle soit mise à l'échelle, elle a besoin de l'appropriation, elle a besoin d'un engagement de la part des communautés, de la part des États, dans lesquels en fait ces outils ou ces instruments vont être mis à l'échelle. Voilà, pour ne pas monopoliser la parole, je m'arrête là. Voilà ce que je pourrais dire par rapport en fait à ce qu'il faudrait faire.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Amadou. Thanks a lot for your elaborate and reflective answers. Now, Kathia, I want to come back to you again with the same question. I want you to give us your main takeaway from the Share Fair and how you think that we can continue to enhance learning and sharing and programming in the continent. Over to you, Kathir.
Yes, thank you. Thank you again, Dr. Paul, the moderator. First and foremost, I would like to clearly state that a lot is, according to this Share Fair, the information that we have shared through the presentations and the discussions that we have had, a lot is taking place within Africa and globally. But little is known about what is taking place in different places versus the wealth of experience that we have so far shared versus the knowledge that we have shared versus the good practices and lessons that have been shared with us through this Share Fair. I have already received some messages through email, including WhatsApp, and this is a true indication that something good has actually taken place here. Some people are already saying that I think this has been good, and we will have to discuss further from this point. And this is on the basis that this has been a very good Share Fair. Other messages are in terms of a request to be given a chance to participate in at least something like a panel discussion. Some people admired to have been in these panel discussions. And even not only on the themes, the 5 thematic areas that we have been focusing on. Some people are offering themselves in the future to be panelists and to participate in the peace and security discussions. These are people from governments who are advisors to the authorities, government authorities on peace and security on cross-border lands and all this. So this has actually been something that has been embraced and people have been admiring, and you can see this true reflection in the participation to a point of 1,000 people cumulative for these 5 days. When you look at this share fair, when we look at the IGAD region, at the regional context, we usually have the IGAD share fairs, knowledge share fairs. Now we are pushing it to even a smaller bit. IGAD is getting into a cluster approach, like the Karamoja cluster, the IGAD cluster 1, is one approach that IGAD has adopted. And we are taking some of these share fairs to that level, such that this knowledge goes down to the people who cannot come and participate at this level that we are participating in today, such that we can even have some community people participate in these knowledge share fairs. This year alone, we went ahead to organize a gender and resilience share fair with a gender perspective built in within the share fair. And it is only because of this COVID-19 that the physical meeting, we decided to take it into the angle of a radio magazine program kind of approach, because it is technology-wise in the rural areas, radios are the easiest way to channel information. We are also looking at now when we look at the regional economic communities having this kind of interaction. I think it kind of puts several levels of interaction, which is very, very important for us to disseminate knowledge at all levels. Now here I'm talking of regional at IGAD level, I'm talking of clusters. Now we are talking about sales, doing share fairs with IGAD. This is so commendable. For the meantime, we have already stated clearly that virtual exhibition hall is going to stay. And I think let's take advantage of this virtual exhibition hall. Let's not stop this share fair here and try to look at this virtual exhibition hall, send in more information. I'm requesting all the participants here, send in more information such that we can continue viewing and learning virtually as we look forward to other share fairs of this kind. Thank you so much. Back to you, Dr. Paul.
Many thanks, Dr. Katia, with those insights and bringing the issues closer to the people in terms of cluster share fair, taking it closer to the people. Jean, over to you. Same question. What are your thoughts and moving forward in terms of longer term programming and learning?
Thank you, Paul. Je voudrais parler français maintenant. Je ne peux pas laisser mon ami Amadou seul parler français sur ce panel-là. J'abonde dans le même sens. En tant que FAO, nous prenons bonne note des observations, des recommandations du SILS et de l'IGAD qui nous encouragent à soutenir ce programme d'échange, de partage d'expériences entre sous-régions. Et ça, c'est une composante essentielle de notre programme de résilience pour l'Afrique. Ce share fair, nous étions très contents d'accompagner l'IGAD et le SILS pour l'organiser cette année parce que cela a été une recommandation d'une réunion que nous avons organisée l'année dernière, vous vous rappelez, avec l'Union africaine, avec le SILS, avec l'IGAD, avec les autres organisations régionales, économiques régionales, qui nous ont une des principales recommandations de cette réunion qui a eu lieu en juin 2019 était d'organiser cette foire au savoir le plus tôt que possible. Parce que ça fait déjà un temps que ça n'a pas eu lieu. Donc, nous prenons bonne note. Ça, c'est un programme important pour nos partenaires. Et nous sommes toujours prêts, comme Amadou l'a dit, à appuyer nos partenaires pour continuer ce programme. Et comme je l'ai dit, sur la base des discussions que nous avons eues cette semaine, il est évident que nous avons un ensemble, une panoplie de solutions aux problèmes que nous avons. Beaucoup de ces solutions-là sont appliquées à petite échelle. Donc, ce qu'il nous faut faire, c'est de pouvoir les appliquer à grande échelle, d'appuyer le partage entre régions. Un certain nombre de pratiques ont été mentionnées. Amadou a parlé du cadre harmonisé, qui est un outil très connu en Afrique de l'Ouest. Il y a IPC dans l'accord de l'Afrique. Il y a d'autres, même l'année dernière, pendant cette réunion, on avait déjà identifié certaines de ces pratiques-là qui peuvent faire l'objet d'échanges entre les régions. On a noté, par exemple, que l'accord de l'Afrique est beaucoup plus la zone de l'IGAD, plus avancée, par exemple, dans le suivi des conflits et l'alerte précoce par rapport aux conflits et comment ça peut affecter la situation alimentaire dans la région. Donc, il y a des zones, des domaines, il y a beaucoup de domaines de potentiel de coopération entre les deux régions et nous sommes prêts à continuer ce programme et à faciliter, comme les collègues l'ont dit, entre autres les voyages entre régions, ainsi de suite. Donc, dans l'immédiat, après cette foire, qu'est-ce que nous on va faire? La première des choses, c'est qu'il y a beaucoup de bonnes pratiques qui ont été discutées ici. La première étape, c'est de les documenter, de les partager pour que cela serve au renforcement des capacités dans les pays, dans les sous-régions, pour la mise à l'échelle. Ensuite, nous allons prendre contact avec certains partenaires qui ont présenté ici, sur la base des recommandations faites par le CIS et l'IGAD, les pratiques identifiées pour être, qui ont un potentiel important de renforcement de la résilience, mais qui ont été identifiées. Nous allons continuer la discussion, la conversation avec certains de ces présentateurs pour voir dans quelle mesure, de façon concrète, on peut les mettre à l'échelle sur le continent. Donc, partage des connaissances, renforcement des capacités, facilitation des échanges entre les sous-régions, mais comme d'habitude, la FAO va aussi continuer à apporter un appui au pays pour la mobilisation de ressources afin d'appliquer ces bonnes pratiques et de pouvoir les mettre à l'échelle, ce qui est une condition importante pour le renforcement de la résilience en Afrique de l'Ouest et dans la Côte de l'Afrique. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Jean, and thank you to all the panelists. Now there's a question from the audience, which I would like, I will not choose who of you should answer, but I would like to hear your reflection on them. A lot of exciting discussions, appreciation, people want to carry on this on the chat box there. Continue letting them come in. One that came from Pius, this is not for the panelists to respond. Pius was basically saying that we need to look at youth involvement in climate resilience and enhancing youth involvement in climate resilience. That is well noted, Pius, and thanks for bringing that up. Philippe has as a challenge, is stating that the challenge is that a lot of sharing has happened. His challenge is adoption. He still has concerns on adoption and scaling up some of these really good practices. I think some of you panelists have mentioned how we go on to scale this in terms of programming and moving forward. But Philippe has that challenge still, and I think it's something that we all recognize. Now, the one that I want our panelists to respond to is the question that Alex brought, that in East Africa and West Africa, in the Sahel, the countries are still hosting a number of displaced population, refugees. Others are even internally displaced. His question is, how can we, in our programming, include these population in the resilience programming? Over to you, panelists. I don't want to pinpoint, but any one of you can start.
OK. Je vais commencer sur ce que j'ai entendu, mais pour interagir sur 2 points. Le premier point, c'est en fait un lien avec la mise à l'échelle. Effectivement, la mise à l'échelle, elle est difficile parce qu'elle a un coût. Elle a un coût. Mais ce n'est pas seulement le coût qui est l'obstacle majeur. L'obstacle majeur reste la volonté et l'appropriation de ces innovations par les communautés. C'est très important. Même lorsqu'en fait, il y a une technique et une technologie qui a fait sa preuve, il faudrait une longue session de sensibilisation, une longue session d'appropriation auprès des communautés pour pouvoir aller vers l'adoption générale et ensuite la généralisation. C'est cela auquel on a été confronté. Effectivement, au niveau de l'Afrique de l'Ouest, nous avons beaucoup de technologies. Philippe l'a bien mentionné, mais nous sommes confrontés à leur généralisation tout simplement, non seulement par le coût en fait de la mise à l'échelle de ces technologies, mais il y a également des contraintes d'ordre social, mais aussi d'ordre politique en fait par rapport en fait à ces nouvelles technologies. Mais il ne faut jamais baisser les bras, il faut poursuivre en fait cette sensibilisation, il faut poursuivre là-dedans et amener les gens véritablement et à leur montrer en fait la nécessité véritablement d'adopter en fait ces technologies et de pouvoir les mettre à l'échelle. La deuxième chose sur laquelle je voudrais agir, c'est par rapport aux populations déplacées. Nous, au niveau du Sahel, les populations déplacées sont intégrées dans nos analyses en matière de sécurité alimentaire, nutritionnelle et de résilience. Parce qu'on a compris qu'en fait, tant qu'on n'adresse pas ces populations déplacées, il y a quelque chose qui manquera toujours dans nos analyses et autres. Et depuis 2 ans, nous avons commencé dans les camps de réfugiés des populations déplacées, que ce soit les déplacés internes au sein des États ou les déplacés externes venant d'un pays vers un autre. Nous les incluons dans nos analyses de l'insécurité alimentaire et nutritionnelle, notamment on en a fait au Burkina Faso, on en a fait au Niger, au Mali également, et on en a fait au Nigeria. Et grâce à ces analyses portées dans ces camps de réfugiés, nous avons pu les classer en situation de niveau, en niveau d'insécurité alimentaire de la phase la plus simple à la phase la plus élevée. Et tenez-vous bien qu'en fait, dans ces camps de réfugiés ou de déplacés, où dans la logique, les populations qui y vivent sont supposées sont supposées bénéficier de l'appui nécessaire en termes de sécurité alimentaire, on a découvert là-dedans des populations déplacées dans ces camps qui sont en crise. Et on a commencé à s'interroger sur la nature de l'assistance qui est apportée à ces populations déplacées dans les camps. Voilà un élément, ils sont pris en compte et ils sont mis dans les planifications en matière d'assistance, notamment dans la protection sociale. Parce que la protection sociale, qui demeure quand même l'élément de base fondamentale pour aller vers la résilience, parce que c'est ce qui permet tout de suite et maintenant de prendre en charge les préoccupations de ces populations et permettre à ces populations de bâtir maintenant, d'être disponibles pour bâtir la résilience dans le moyen et le long terme. Donc, voilà ce que je veux dire par rapport à ces deux. Sans aller loin, la jeunesse non plus n'est pas oubliée. Aujourd'hui, avec le taux de jeunesse que nous n'avons d'autre choix. Nous n'avons pas d'autre choix que d'intégrer les jeunes dans ce que nous sommes en train de faire. Ignorer les jeunes dans ce que nous sommes en train de faire, c'est vraiment aller à l'échec. C'est la même manière pour les femmes également. Aujourd'hui, la question de l'autonomisation des femmes, la question de la jeunesse, ce sont des éléments fondamentaux. Et je ne veux pas trop aller là-dedans. Aujourd'hui, si vous voyez la question de l'insécurité civile qui sévit dans nos espaces, qui en sont les éléments à l'intérieur, c'est la jeunesse. Parce que la jeunesse est désœuvrée, la jeunesse est facilement en fait embarquée dans ces questions. Et comme aime bien le dire le shérif du Sahel, voilà, ils se mettent dans les embuscades et puis ils viendront un jour nous dire, ben, écoutez, nous aussi on existe, il faut tenir compte de nous. Donc, il ne faut pas attendre ça, il faut s'occuper d'eux, il faut les impliquer dans ce que nous faisons. Ils sont partie prenante et intégrante en fait de ce que nous faisons. Il faut qu'on trouve une solution à cette question de jeunesse. Voilà ce que je voulais dire et je vous remercie.
Thank you so much, Amadou. I will not ask the reflection from the other colleagues. I think he has really got into the details of it. I think involving displaced population is critical. And he also reiterated how we involve youth. These are all very critical points. And as I mentioned, so many exciting reflections coming on the chat box, which is very good. But I would like to end this session. And by doing that, I want all the participants to join me in thanking all the panelists, Mr. Amadou and Jean Senaoum and Dr. Kathia. Thank you very much for your engaging and you made my work easy. You brought a lot of insight on what has been shared since we launched the Share Fair. So thanks a lot. And with that, we close this panel discussion now. We move to the next agenda on the next item on our agenda, which is basically the closing speech. And I would like to take this opportunity to introduce our key guest who will make the closing speech, Dr. John Caballo. In IGAD region, we call him the General of Resilience. He's been championing resilience work in Eastern Africa, in IGAD region. John, as you can see on the slide, has served in various functions in the university, in research, with international civil service. Array is served in a number of platforms, in politics as well. So he brings in lots of experience on the table. As I mentioned, John for us is we call him here General for Resilience. So I don't want to go so much detail of, I think John is known a lot in West Africa. He's been championing this collaboration between IGAD and SEALS and the Sahel. Without saying a lot about that, John, the floor is yours. Please, sir, you can give us your closing remark. Thank you so much and welcome.
Thank you very much, Paul. Unfortunately, if I show myself on the video, you will not hear me. So I think it's more practical that you hear me rather than see me. So bear with me, because if I switch on my video, the sound goes very bad. So I'll stick with, just listen to me, and that's my closest resemblance. That picture you are seeing on the screen, I look like that these days. I want to thank everybody, and I want to. I'm not sure who is present, but I'd like to appreciate the representatives of SEALS. I don't know whether Dr. Jimmy is still around. Doom. I would like to appreciate the our colleagues from the FAO. I'm not sure whether Mr. Bebe is also still around, but in any case, FAO is highly appreciated. And the representatives of everyone, ladies and gentlemen, and participants in this amazing event. Throughout the experience of this share fair during the last 5 days, I found myself in reflection about 4 things. I thought about SEALS and IGAD. I thought about resilience. I thought about FAO. And I thought about the reality of this event in our situation today, in today's virtual environment. SEALS and IGAD remind me of the story of A Tale of Two Cities. I don't know whether many of you remember that 1859 historical novel by Charles Dickens, which was set in London and Paris before and during the French Revolution. SEALS was established in 1973 in connection with the great famine that had hit Africa and that region. IGAD was established in 1986 following a severe drought and the onset of the dire circumstances that inspired, the same dire circumstances that inspired the establishment of SEALS. So the two organizations, based at two opposite ends of Africa's great expanse of arid and semi-arid lands, stretching from Djibouti to Senegal, were created for similar reasons and have since their inception been engaged in similar activities and functions. Now, fast forward, the collaboration and similarity between IGAD and SEALS was brought into sharper focus following IGAD's launching of the Drought Resilience Initiative in 2011. And then I thought about FAO as an organization that has been very close, separated with us, with IGAD and SEALS. And soon after launching IDRISI, FAO responded to the recommendation that the experience of SEALS could benefit IGAD in the implementation of IDRISI. Remember, SEALS had started operations in 1973 and had had considerable traction and experience in dealing with the development under the challenge of recurrent drought and so on. And so FAO now took on the role of matchmaker, or should I say marriage broker, encouraging and facilitating the cooperation between IGAD and SEALS. Although this, of course, must have been easy for FAO because it was a matter of preaching to the converted. We were all familiar with what SEALS had done, and we are really interested in linking with them, but we appreciate the role of FAO. SEALS and IGAD signed an MOU in 2013 for structured collaboration, which included efforts to promote resilience good practices and sharing and uptake between the East and the West. And the implementation of this MOU was supported by FAO and other development partners, for which we are eternally grateful. It is within this the framework of this collaboration between IGAD and SEALS that actually this share fair was organized. It would have been, it is virtual for the reasons that you all know, but it had originally been meant to be face-to-face. The second thing that I thought about, I found myself thinking about during the course of this was resilience. I think that the idea of resilience as the ultimate objective of development interventions and other efforts of human endeavor is probably the best socioeconomic development paradigm that has ever been designed, at least for this region. It is no wonder that the word resilience is now right, left, forward, and center of all initiatives you can think of, ranging from building roads to agricultural production. I believe we have finally hit the nail on the head. At least it is my understanding that this is a unanimous view of all actors and practitioners in productive enterprises, in developing, those who are developing national policies, and with expressing commitment on our development landscape, all of them seem to agree that resilience is really the objective now to set our minds to. What makes resilience most appropriate as the dream or primary objective of every human enterprise seeking to cope with challenges and seeking to design viable, lasting solution is its universal and indiscriminate appeal, because the ultimate beneficiary of every intervention is the affected individual, most particularly the capacity of the affected individual. Today's disaster could be devastating and overwhelming and even throw us down. But as long as there is still a breath in us and a will to get up, and as long as there is a stretched hand out there to help us get up, today's disaster will be overcome. Actually, the objective of every intervention is not merely to overcome the current disaster, but actually more importantly, to also make us ready for the next disaster. If disasters teach us anything, it is that we are not alone, and we should not act alone. The understanding that the victim today could be the savior tomorrow highlights the essence of humanity as a collective asset, which is for the benefit of all. The principle that one gets, that no one gets left behind, comes from the force of humanity's fabric and forms the basis of social protection, something we've heard a lot about during the fair. And social protection is the precursor of resilience. Because we have learned to connect the two, we have learned to connect social protection and resilience as the most effective way of going about things. Most of our assistance, most of our aid has actually been wasted because we made a mistake in the past that would not connect the two. So aid became mere handouts, but did not actually build the intended beneficiaries. We have learned the value of working together. As a consequence of this work on resilience, we have learned to work together as a globe, as a continent, as a region, as a country, and have appreciated working as a village or as a family. The basic principle at all these levels is the same: sharing lessons and good practices, learning from each other, cooperating, but also competing at the same time to improve standards and make ourselves better. And the fourth thing I found myself thinking about was the team behind this, the organizers. And I want to thank them collectively because I can't thank them individually. But you can imagine, yesterday I had the benefit of gate crashing, or I actually entered the room before the session was ready. And I eavesdropped and heard what the organizers were discussing. And I appreciated how many things they are out there to think about, how many problems can arise, especially in this virtual environment. And I really appreciated what went into making all this, because I saw that there were more than 500 participants in this event. This is really something very important. I think it's probably a first in this region, certainly a first virtual share fair for sure. But in any case, two regions came together and shared experiences. I don't know what could beat that, and I really don't want to. But in any case, I have a special debt of gratitude to those who are behind the organizers, the ones who are behind from all this support and so on that made this possible. And I can only hope that whoever supported this will see that this was a very good thing to do and think of doing it again as an anchor, as more. So we have a good reason now to go forward and ask for more. So really, without taking too much time on this, I'd like to thank everybody that was behind this, and the organizers and all the facilitators, and of course, all the presenters, and all that really went out to share their views, because the whole essence of this was to share the experiences, to learn from each other, and to know who is doing what, where, and what is possible, and so on. And because that's the essence of building resilience, we have to share. Once we have agreed to work together as a region, we have to share information. We have to share experiences, and we should all be on the same page. And in other words, we should all move together at the same time. Some time back, we were asking ourselves, what do we need to do to make a revolution in this region? clearly one of the first things to do in setting up a revolution is for everybody to be involved. And this share fair, for me, is a step in that direction. And I thank you very much, everyone who has participated. And thank you very much. God bless you. Over back to you, Paul.
Thank you so much, John. And as you mentioned in your closing remark, you said everyone to be involved. And I want everyone to be involved in thanking everybody. And can we all try to come on the screen, please? I know data is a problem. Let's all try to show our faces as we close this session. Please, within 30 minutes, let's all show our faces. They're fantastic. You see, everybody is coming on. How exciting it is. Look at that. Incredible. Very, very good to see that. I'm just scrolling through. People are coming on the video. Fantastic. This is great.
Mine says the host has stopped it.
Very good. Very good. And I want to thank all of you for this wonderful participation. And if we can just say a final clap to the Share Fair team. Thank you so much, everybody.
It's 12:30. It's 12:30.
Well done, excellent.
We want to see the general now. He has finished.
General, where are you? General. General, for
Caballo.
1 minute, please.
Yes, I can hear you, but it is because the host has stopped it. I can't show my video. The host has not allowed me.
General, since 2007, you have lived in Cotonou. You promised to come to see your troops in West Africa. We have not seen you.
It's not us.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's good to see you.
And I want to say to Paul, it is not in East Africa. He has been nominated the general. It's in West Africa, in Cotonou. We give him the name general. It's not in East Africa. Eh?
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
It's in West Africa, General of Resilience. Yeah.
Thank you.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you.
Very happy. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Allez, merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.
Ok,
Félicitations.
félicitations.
Thank you.
Merci.
Bye.
Ok.
Thank you, Dr. Paul, for your nice presentation. Thank you, Dr. Paul.
Thank you.